Frankie, you can see like I have not even shaving. That is how dedicated I am to recutting these Lord of the Rings. I don't have time for anything else. Hygiene be damned.
You want your face to look like those Hobbit feet,
That's
huh?
exactly. I'm going to be Gandalf the Grey by the time I finish these 3 edits.
You haven't aged there.
How's it going off the reception of the last one?
It's good. No, I love, like, we got some of the people who actually gave some of the thoughts in the kind of post that I put on Reddit, just asking for ideas from people. Like, some of them obviously came in and saw, the first thing get released. They kind of loved a few little additions and subtractions from Fellowship of the Ring, but Two Towers actually kind of shared the preliminary cut list, and people were like, yes, this is what we're looking for. So very, very positive reception that we're excited to get Two Towers out there.
Nice. I know when you told me about this, I was like, okay, so we're just doing the no fun edit of Lord of the Rings.
Come, Gimli!
But watching your edit of the Two Towers, it became painfully clear to me how much kind of slapsticky, unnatural humor they've added, because it's actually still very funny. There's still these moments with like Gimli falling off the horse, or like the Ent. The speaking Entish, speaking very slowly. There's all these like little jokes that are just kind of naturally baked into the weirdness of the Lord of the Rings universe and world. Less like, we tune this up because people like Gimli in the first movie.
Yeah.
Legolas is Tony Hawk now.
If you guys want to see a Legolas shield slide in the next video, like and subscribe. Gimli falling off a horse is this nice moment because it's kind of everybody's in on this joke. And in my version, Gimli's not a total doofus. So him falling off the horse is funny because, like, oh, this is this very like serious, powerful warrior who falls off his horse, and it's funny for everybody. The problem is, as originally cut, he like falls down a hillside at the beginning of the movie. He's like can't keep up running. Like, they just make him such a running gag that you can't even take the character seriously by the time he falls off that horse halfway through. So like, when you cut out a few moments, suddenly the moments that you leave are doing a lot more legwork.
Bring your pretty face to my hand.
He was the comic relief. They figured out that's how it was going to go, and they leaned a little too far into it. And like you said, those moments hit harder. There's tense moments with like his burping and stuff. These work so much better, making him a kind of a more serious character, because he is he's a warrior. He's a goddamn dwarven warrior.
He was already dead.
The thing is, it's not even that much footage that's getting removed. It's just these little lines or little moment that just gets cut out, and it just helps make the movie feel a little more serious, a little less dated, and kind of desperate for a laugh or whatever. Yeah.
We had time. I'd get this adjusted.
Yeah, I can see why this is why you're editing it, because it was just a little too much. I think people are really going to enjoy this.
You know what? That's exactly it. I feel like 20 years ago, the movies hadn't been released yet, and a lot of this humor isn't even from the extended editions. It was already baked into the theatrical versions, and I think they didn't know how audiences would respond to like a 3-hour fantasy epic about elves and dwarves and orcs, and so I think they tried to put in some of these like we'll have some like stupid slapsticky moments so that people don't fall asleep at the theater or whatever, but it wasn't necessary. I don't think they would have edited it this way now, because I think they would have been so much more confident with the material, with the performances, with the writing, with everything.
Rush Hour were big movies around this time, Chris. And it's called the Brett Ratner effect.
It's true.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, you look through the cut list and it's like, what, 2/3, 3/4 Gimli. But there was a couple other things that that actually were requests from people. One of them was sort of the tall water, and that was an extended edition thing where like Merry and Pippin drink the water in the forest and they grow tall, and it's very silly, and it's from the books, but it just doesn't really do anything.
Everyone knows. I'm the tall one. You're the short one.
The big one that I hope that I would have thought on my own, but it was actually somebody's suggestion from Reddit. Was there's this like gag where Eowyn, badass, capable woman, who at the end of Return of the King, spoiler alert, kills the Witch King. But the joke in Two Towers is, ha ha ha, but she can't cook.
No, I couldn't.
It was such a bad joke then and now. And so that was like one of the big requests is like, oh, get rid of the Eowyn can't cook joke. And so that was actually like, I had to get a little creative because there's not a lot of footage surrounding it, but it's a cool moment because it lets her ask Aragorn what his real age is. And he tries to like sort of, he's like avoiding the question. But the problem is the joke is baked into it where he's like also trying to pretend like he's enjoying this soup. But I managed to cut around it and make it so like his first reaction of being like, whoop, the soup has fallen out of my mouth is because she asked the question. And then I was able to find enough footage to sort of make the scene work with his sort of reactions and responses.
Yeah, there was a whole bunch of edits in that area, like the flashback with Elrond and the breakup stuff. I thought that was really well done as well. Kept it tight, kept it a little tighter.
That was another request, was like, hey, we need less flashing away because it helped kind of make Aragorn feel a little lonelier, a little more isolated, having to sit through like minutes and minutes of like, Arwen and Aragorn professing their love for each other in a dream sequence. Yeah, like it took things out a little bit. So I just cut that piece. And then I kept Elrond in, but then I cut the other later piece where she's like, you can't just run away from me. I'm giving you my love. And that's that. And it was weird because like Aragorn's kind of like, no, I don't want your love because you need to leave and go be with your people and whatever. And it's just, I don't know, it had a weird vibe to it.
I don't believe you.
Then when Arwen, got these names, like Tolkien needed to get a little better, a little more creative with some of these names. Hey, Google, what's Liv Tyler's character in Lord of the Rings? So yeah, Arwen and Eowyn both falling in love with Aragorn. Like, anyway, that was honestly probably the biggest cut in Two Towers. That was like several minutes at least of footage gone, other than our favorite fan club credits that got cut out again because it's 15 to 20 minutes. Dang, so long.
Yeah, I know you had a lot of trickery there in the middle, but it worked out for me. So
yeah,
hope everybody else enjoys it.
I hope so too. It's one of the, like, this is just me, venting, but like I did it in 5.1 surround because I was like, oh, this is going to make the edit easier. It's going to make it better for people. I think people enjoy having, surround sound option, but you assume when you edit in surround sound that like the center channel only has the dialogue, but they mix like all the music and sound effects into the center channel as well. So like editing around that, actually sometimes it still works. It's like, okay, cutting Gimli's line, you just cut the center channel out and it works. But like, man, sometimes you're just like, and the music's in the dialogue channel, so like you're trying to remove some dialogue or something, and it's like, and now it's two completely different music sources happening. And you are an expert musician, so I think you can understand the frustration of trying to remove music from something that has it baked into it.
Yeah, no, it's horrible.
It's horrible. But no, we're excited for people to be able to watch Two Towers. This one's cut down now to about, I think it's 3 hours and 35 minutes with the credits. So, we would love to hear, people's thoughts on this. And, look forward to Return of the King. We'll be having that out sometime in the coming weeks. And that should be, that one's going to be something.
Yeah, can't wait.
Yeah.
Of course. The big finale.
Big finale.